Welcome to Star Bios, where we delve into the fascinating lives of Hollywood's most enduring icons. Today, we're shining the spotlight on the incomparable Jean Harlow, a blonde bombshell who captivated audiences with her striking looks, charming on-screen presence, and tumultuous personal life. As one of the most popular actresses of the 1930s, Jean Harlow's rise to stardom was nothing short of meteoric, but behind the glamour and glitz lay a complex, vulnerable individual shaped by her early years. Born on March 3, 1911, in Kansas City, Missouri, Jean Harlow's birth name was Harleigh Carpenter. Her mother, Jean Carpenter, was a beautiful, strong-willed woman with piercing green eyes and raven black hair, who would later play a significant role in shaping her daughter's career. Harleigh's father, Montclair Carpenter, was a successful dentist with a kind smile and a gentle touch, and the family enjoyed a comfortable middle-class life in a cozy suburban home filled with the sweet scent of blooming flowers and the sound of laughter. However, the marriage was troubled, and the couple's arguments often left Harleigh feeling anxious and unsure. The tension between her parents would eventually come to a head, and they divorced when Harleigh was just 4 years old, leaving her with a deep-seated fear of abandonment and a longing for stability. This early experience of instability would have a lasting impact on Jean's life, influencing her relationships and worldview. As a child, Harleigh was a tomboy, preferring to play with boys and engage in rough-and-tumble activities like climbing trees and playing pranks on her friends, rather than traditional feminine pursuits like sewing or cooking. She had a mop of curly blonde hair and a mischievous grin that could charm even the grumpiest of adults. Harleigh's energy was boundless, and she would often exhaust her playmates with her relentless enthusiasm for adventure. She attended Miss Barstow's finishing school for girls in Kansas City, where she developed a passion for music and drama, and her talent for singing and acting was encouraged by her teachers. Her mother, who had remarried to a man named Marino Bello, encouraged Harleigh's creative interests, recognizing the potential for her daughter to excel in the performing arts. Marino, a kind and supportive stepfather, would often take Harleigh on long walks through the city, pointing out the sights and sounds of the bustling metropolis and instilling in her a sense of wonder and curiosity. The family's frequent moves, however, disrupted Harleigh's education, and she eventually dropped out of school in her early teens. This lack of formal education would later cause Harleigh to feel insecure about her intellectual abilities, but it also allowed her to focus on developing her creative talents. She spent hours reading books on history, philosophy, and literature, devouring the words of great authors like Shakespeare and Dickens. Her love of learning was insatiable, and she would often spend entire days exploring the city's libraries and museums, soaking up knowledge like a sponge. The Carpenter family's relocation to Chicago in 1922 marked a significant turning point in Harleigh's life. Her mother, determined to escape the constraints of small-town life, sought to expose her daughter to the city's vibrant cultural scene. They settled into a cozy apartment on the North Side, surrounded by the sounds of jazz and blues music, drifting from the nightclubs and speakeasies that lined the streets. It was during this period that Harleigh began to develop an interest in film, attending movies at the local Nickelodeon, and becoming enamored with the likes of Clara Bow and Louise Brooks. These early cinematic experiences not only sparked Harleigh's desire to become an actress, but also instilled in her a sense of the power of film to transcend reality and create new identities. She would often sit in the darkened theater, mesmerized by the flickering images on screen, and imagine herself as the heroine of her own movie. As the 1920s drew to a close, Harleigh's family faced financial difficulties, and her mother began to seek out opportunities for her daughter to model or act. In 1928, Harleigh accompanied her mother to Los Angeles, where they hoped to break into the film industry. The City of Angels was a place of sun-kissed dreams and shattered illusions, where the glamour of Hollywood's golden age was tempered by the harsh realities of poverty and exploitation. With her striking looks and charming personality, Harleigh was soon noticed by local talent scouts, and her journey towards stardom began to take shape. She would often attend parties and social gatherings, mingling with the city's elite and learning the intricacies of the industry. Her mother, a constant presence in her life, would often remind her to stay focused and keep her priorities straight, even as the temptations of fame and fortune threatened to distract her. As Harleyan and her mother navigated the labyrinthine streets of Los Angeles, the sun-drenched sidewalks seemed to stretch on forever, lined with palm trees that swayed gently in the breeze like nature's own dance troupe. The air was alive with the hum of possibility, as if the very atmosphere itself vibrated with the dreams and aspirations of countless aspiring actors and actresses. It was here, in 1928, that Harleyan landed her first film role, a minor part in the silent comedy Moran of the Marines. Though her screen time was limited to just a few fleeting moments, the experience sparked a sense of determination within her. Like a match struck against the rough stone of her soul, she began to pursue more substantial roles with unwavering dedication, driven by an insatiable hunger to succeed. In the early months of 1929, Harleyan's big break arrived when she was cast in the film Why Be Good, starring Colleen Moore. Although her part was still relatively small, the movie's success marked a turning point in her career, and she soon found herself in demand as a talented young actress. The telephone in her mother's modest apartment began to ring with increasing frequency as casting agents and studio executives clamored for her attention. Her mother, ever the driving force behind her daughter's ambitions, encouraged Harleyan to capitalize on this momentum, urging her to take risks and seize every opportunity that came her way. And so, Harleyan began to take on more prominent roles in films such as Close Harmony and The Saturday Night Kid, each one a stepping stone on the path to stardom. It was during this period that Harleyan adopted the stage name Jean Harlow, a moniker that would become synonymous with glamour and sophistication. The name seemed to fit her like a bespoke glove, molding itself to her personality and style with ease. As her star continued to rise, she found herself at the forefront of the Hollywood scene, mingling with contemporaries like Clara Bow and Joan Crawford at lavish parties and social gatherings. The three actresses would often attend these events together, their collective charisma and beauty captivating the attention of the press and the public alike. They were the epitome of Tinseltown's Golden Girls, their laughter and smiles illuminating the night like fireworks exploding across the sky. In 1930, Jean Harlow's career gained significant traction when she landed a contract with Howell Roach Studios, a prestigious production company known for its high-quality films. The studio's sprawling lot was a hive of activity, with soundstages and backlots buzzing with the creative energy of writers, directors, and actors, all working together to bring stories to life. Her first major role under this new contract came in the form of Hell's Angels, an epic drama directed by Howard Hughes, the enigmatic and demanding filmmaker who would push Jean to her limits as an actress. The film's grueling production schedule and innovative special effects, which included heart-stopping aerial sequences and elaborate sets, tested her endurance and resolve, but she rose to the challenge with a fierce determination that belied her tender years. As Hell's Angels soared to box office success, Jean Harlow found herself catapulted to stardom, her name on the lips of every major studio executive and film enthusiast. She went on to star in a string of successful films, including The Public Enemy and Susie, solidifying her position as one of Hollywood's most sought-after leading ladies. Her unique blend of vulnerability, wit, and sensuality captivated audiences, and she quickly became known for her ability to convey complex emotions through subtle expressions and body language, a talent that would earn her comparisons to the great actresses of the stage. One notable example of Jean's growing influence during this period was her involvement in the 1931 film Platinum Blonde, a romantic comedy that showcased her impressive range as a comedic actress. Her on-screen chemistry with co-star Loretta Young was undeniable, and the movie's success helped to cement Jean's status as a bankable star. As she navigated the complexities of her newfound fame, Jean remained committed to her craft, continually seeking out challenging roles and collaborating with innovative directors like Frank Capra and Victor Fleming. These visionary filmmakers pushed her to experiment with new techniques and explore the depths of her characters, resulting in performances that were at once nuanced and electrifying. Throughout 1932 and 1933, Jean Harlow's career continued to soar, with starring roles in films like Red-Headed Woman and Dinner at 8. Her performances were consistently praised by critics, who marveled at her ability to bring depth and nuance to even the most seemingly one-dimensional characters. As she looked out upon the glittering landscape of Hollywood, Jean Harlow knew that she had truly arrived, her name etched in the firmament of cinematic history alongside the greatest stars of her generation. As Jean Harlow's career continued to soar, she found herself at the pinnacle of Hollywood's elite, starring in films like Bombshell and Hold Your Man, which showcased her unique blend of vulnerability and sensuality. Her ability to convey complex emotions through subtle expressions and body language captivated audiences, and she quickly became known for her impressive range as a dramatic actress. The bright lights of the silver screen seemed to dance in her eyes, illuminating a depth of emotion that drew viewers in and refused to let go. One notable example of Jean's growing influence during this period was her involvement in the 1933 film Dinner at 8, a comedy drama that showcased her impressive range as a dramatic actress. The movie's intricate plot, woven together by a talented ensemble cast, including Wallace Beery and Marie Dressler, provided the perfect backdrop for Jean to showcase her talents. Her on-screen chemistry with co-star Wallace Beery was undeniable, and their characters' tumultuous relationship added a layer of tension to the film that kept audiences on the edge of their seats. The movie's success helped to cement Jean's status as a bankable star, and she soon found herself in high demand, with directors and producers clamoring to work with her. As Jean navigated the complexities of her professional life, she also faced significant challenges in her personal life. She suffered a series of miscarriages and divorces, including a highly publicized marriage to Paul Byrne, which ended in his tragic death just 2 months after their wedding. The loss was devastating, and Jean's world was shattered by the sudden and unexpected tragedy. These experiences took a toll on her physical and mental health, and she began to struggle with the pressures of fame. The constant scrutiny of the media, the endless attention from adoring fans, and the relentless pressure to perform all combined to create a sense of suffocation that threatened to consume her. Despite these challenges, Jean found solace in her work, continually seeking out new roles and collaborating with innovative directors like George Cukor and Jack Conway. Her dedication to her craft was unwavering, and she threw herself into each new project with a passion and energy that inspired those around her. As she worked, Jean began to develop a sense of self-awareness, recognizing the complexities of her own emotions and the depth of her own vulnerability. This growing understanding of herself as an artist and as a person allowed her to tap into a rich wellspring of creativity, and her performances became increasingly nuanced and sophisticated. In 1937, Jean Harlow's life was cut tragically short when she died at the age of 26 due to complications related to kidney disease. The news sent shockwaves through the film industry, and fans around the world were left reeling in grief. As one of her contemporaries, actress Carole Lombard, observed, "Jean was a brilliant comedian, a wonderful girl, and a great friend. She had a way of making you feel like you were the only person in the world when she talked to you." This sentiment captures the essence of Jean's enduring legacy, her ability to connect with others through her work and her unwavering dedication to her craft. The outpouring of tributes and condolences that followed her death was a testament to the profound impact she had on those who knew her, both on and off the screen. Today, Jean Harlow is remembered as one of the most iconic stars of Hollywood's golden age. Her influence can be seen in the work of countless actresses who followed in her footsteps, including Marilyn Monroe and Elizabeth Taylor. Her films continue to delight audiences with their timeless charm and wit, and her legacy extends far beyond the silver screen. As a cultural icon, Jean Harlow represents the glamour and sophistication of a bygone era, while also embodying the strength and resilience of a true Hollywood legend. Her story serves as a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there is always hope, always a chance for redemption and renewal. Her contributions to the art of acting, her trailblazing spirit, and her unwavering dedication to her craft have inspired generations of artists and fans alike. Jean's legacy is a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit, a shining example of what can be achieved when creativity, determination, and heart come together in perfect harmony. That's all for today's Star Bios. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm Casey Gold reminding you to keep shooting for the stars.